Boys, how you guys doing? Welcome to another One Piece stream where we're going to be discussing OP-13 and my opinions on it. I don't really have very strong opinions on it. Well, I don't have strong opinions on it because I've just never played it. So it's going to be coming out in about a week or so, and instead of booting up the simulator and looking at the cards individually, I think I'm going to instead just for the sake of, this is not a tier list. Well, okay, yes, this is a tier list, but it's also a way to organize and categorize the cards that I'm thinking about in the set that I want to play with in the future. So this is mostly for me to help me keep track of like what do I think is cool and what do I think I want to play with in the upcoming set. This is not necessarily showing where things are ranking in the meta, though I am aware of like certain cards in the meta and how they're kind of shaping up. And I'm very excited for some cards here, but not all of them. So we're gonna primarily just kind of put everything, just lump everything together. Obviously things that I'm not excited for going down here, things that I'm definitely gonna either build or add to my collection are gonna sit up here. In case you didn't know, this is a Card D Kaizoku. It's gonna take me a second to get that correct. Card D Kaizoku website. So if you're interested, you can come here to his website and make your own tier list. You can also do some deck builders, board states. This is pretty good if you want to get some practice in. Let me see if I can show this off without it exploding. There we go. In case you want to, like, you know, oh, what if I do this, and then I do that, and then you can set up your life to be just like whatever you want. Ideally, I've never used this as well. Usually I just boot up the simulator to do test matches if I'm gonna test anything out. And then here's his builder as well. You can use his builder, build out a couple of things, and then obviously this will show you all the stats that are available for it. It'll even show you prices, I believe. Yeah, you can see like how much certain things cost. This is just the base art. That's primarily what he deals with. So you can't find any alt arts in here. This is all just base art stuff that you can find. And kind of things like that. You can also do like a proxy PDF if you want to like print it out, print out the cards and use them. So kind of stuff like that. It's a pretty good like miscellaneous website for One Piece adjacent things. I think this is like a pretty good way to just look at a whole set and like be able to keep track of it and like what do I think about cards for people who maybe jump in a little later on and don't want to know what my opinions are, if anyone's even interested. That's another thing you got to keep in mind, is that this is the opinions of one lonely pirate who is not the best at One Piece, but is a casual enjoyer of the card game and is definitely in love with every single character that he's seen in the show so far. Well, maybe not love, but you know, I really do adore everything about this story for One Piece, and that also kind of plays into like some of my rankings. Like for instance, like obviously I think Frankie's cool, so Frankie would probably end up ranking higher than Helmeppo if we're gonna go into the nitty-gritty stuff. So anyways, enough yapping. Let's go ahead and start reading some cards, seeing what my opinions are, and just kind of getting a rough idea what I think about them. So obviously we have Monkey D. Luffy. This is a 4-life leader, 5k power, green, I was gonna say black, green red. Attach one Dawn on your opponent's attack. If you have 5 or less active Dawn cards on the field, you may rest any number of your active Dawn cards up to one of your leaders or Straw Hat type characters. Gain 2k power for each Dawn that was rested by this effect. So this essentially turns your unused Dawn into 2k counters essentially, which is nice. This is a really interesting effect. This is the first of its type, I'm pretty sure. I don't think we've seen this anywhere else as of yet. So I'm pretty excited about that part alone. I think it's pretty interesting. Kazuki Oden has something similar to this, not exactly like this, but something very similar to this Luffy. So obviously it's going to be Straw Hat related. It's going to end up being probably just an S or A. I'll say A just because, you know, Straw Hats are always going to be relevant in the story or in the card game. Obviously Luffy is always going to be relevant in the meta. The fact that you get to use your Dawn as counters is pretty nice. So we'll see if this ends up getting out of hand. Maybe not, we'll see. This one though, I'm a lot more interested in. Let me move my microphone a little so I can actually read this properly. So this is Porcus the Ace. It's a I keep wanting to say green. This is not green. blue-red. It's blue-red, 6k power. On your opponent's attack, once per turn, you may trash the one card from your hand. Give up to one of your opponent's leader or characters minus 2k power during this battle. And then if you attach it on once per turn, when you receive damage or your character with 6k base power or more is KO'd, draw a card. Now, I remember when like spoilers were being shown and like we were getting to see these cards for the first time. I was not very high on this leader. However, as the meta has evolved, we've seen Ace kind of pop off, like majorly pop off. I think more so it has to do with the Whitebeard tags, more so than anything, and getting some pretty strong Whitebeard support just before this set came out. So despite the effects not being like super meaningful, like I still think like maybe Marco is still a little bit better than this as far as like the leader effect is concerned. I think being able to draw a card keeps you up. Being able to swing for 7k, that's relevant. 6k body in generals are just going to be good for just, you know, hitting things in the future. Obviously we're getting pushed into a meta where we need like 6k and 7k bodies to kind of combat each other. I think we're definitely moving to a bigger body meta, swarming meta kind of stuff, less removal kind of things. But yeah, this Ace has been rocking the East, and it's been very shocking to see. So obviously I think it will safely sit in S tier, just because this is like one of the main 3 decks in OP-13 that actually becomes relevant. Speaking of which, another meta relevant deck is Goldie Roger, the man, the GOAT, the legend, someone who I did not expect to see in the card game this early, but you know, here we are, and I'm happy to see it. I think this is a very cool leader. It's a 5 life leader, 7k power, red purple, and the effect is if you have any number of Dawn cards on your field, give 1 Dawn card that would be added during your Dawn phase to your leader. If you have 9 or less Dawn cards on the field, give this leader minus 2k power. So essentially, every turn until your 9 Dawn turn or your 10 Dawn turn, you have to give this character 1 of your Dawns. So basically you're playing, the idea is that you're playing on uneven curve. So you're either playing odd when you're supposed to be even, or you're playing even when you're supposed to be playing odd. It kind of pushes it. The idea is that it's supposed to push you back in Dawn. However, with the support of the Roger Pirates, it does not become an issue at all. This is pretty easily mitigated with the support that he's printed with. And then having obviously 7k leader is pretty strong. 5 life, that's crazy. Red purple, strong colors to begin with, and with the very strong support from the set that it was printed in, it is surprising that it is not meta. Like, it's not one of the top 3, but I would say this is definitely top 5 meta cards and meta leaders in the OP-13 format that we've seen so far. So I'm very excited to see kind of where this ends up going in the future. I think very similar to Luffy and Straw Hats, Roger Pirates and Goldie Roger will be relevant for much longer than its set life. So we can probably expect to see more support in the future for this leader, which in my eyes, I can definitely see being an S, but probably on like the mid-level S. A card I was actually very excited for is our next one. Actually, we can just, if we look at just leaders, we can do the leaders first. And we can just look at the leaders, rank the leaders first, and then we'll look at the rest of the cards. So Sabo, this is the leader I was like, holy moly, this guy's strong. He could be a problem in the meta if we're not careful. Ended up not being the thing. This is probably one of the weaker leaders in the set, which is shocking to me because this leader reads very strong. I think it just doesn't have enough support yet, but we could definitely get more support in the future. Since we're starting to focus more on mono black Revolutionary Army cards, I think Revel Army is becoming more and more refined within the 3 colors of red, black, and yellow. So I think as more time passes, it's just going to get more and more refined. And then this leader in turn is going to become stronger in the future. I don't know if the near future, maybe the near future, but we'll see. So Sabo is a red, black, 5 life, 5k power leader. If you have 4 more life cards, give this leader minus 1k power. And then if you attach it on, if you have a character with a cost of 8 or more, all your characters and leaders gain 1k power. So this is this reminded me a lot of the red purple kid, if you remember that from ST10, I believe. where it was like a, you know, a 6K, no, what was it? 5K. It was, I believe it was a 5K leader or 6K leader, but it reduced its own power until it had like a certain life threshold. Very similar to this Sabo, but obviously this is not purple. It has black instead. And honestly, I think this is a very, very little bar to jump over. Like getting down to 4 life, if you have 4 or more, getting below 4 life is going to be very easy for Sabo. And then having an 8 cost character on the field is very easy for the Rebel Army stuff to do. And so you're going to be, most of the time, you're going to be a 6K 3 life leader. And your characters in general are just going to hit a little harder than normal. So I think in general, like generically, this is probably the strongest of these leaders. It just doesn't have enough support yet. So a little unfortunate, but I am going to put it above Ace, or I'm going to put it above Luffy here, just because I think Sabo is just slightly better than Luffy right now. But I can very easily see Sabo working its way into S rank very soon. Which leading me to another leader that very similar to Roger, I never expected to see in the story or in the game. I never expected Emu to be in the card game until like we knew who Emu was. But however, we're here, and you know, this is Emu. We don't have a lot of information about Emu, so it's just a mono black card with no extra text. We don't know like if it's a slash wisdom. We don't know, you know, the typing even. We can assume Celestial Dragon is baseline, but honestly, we don't know beyond that. And then obviously this is a 4 life leader, 5K power. Under the rules of the game, you cannot include events with cost 2 or more in your deck. Also, at the start of the game, play up to 1 Bourgeois type stage from your deck. So right there, that's already a lot to digest. The rest of the effect is activate main once per turn. You may trash 1 Celestial Dragon type character from the field or 1 card from your hand, draw 1 card. Now, restrictions on cost. Rayleigh has restrictions on cards they can have in their deck, and Emu has restrictions on events, so we can't play events above 2. That limits us severely. We can't play things like I Want to Live, which was one of the first cards I wanted to play in this deck, but then obviously it's above 2 costs, so we can't play that event. Boohoo. We can still play, I believe, like Black Hole and stuff like that. We can still play relevant events. Obviously, though, probably the strangest thing is that it gets to play a Marie Joie stage from the deck for free. And then, of course, later on, we'll probably do the stages next, because I think there's only like 1 stage in the whole thing. In fact, we could even look at it. Oh no, we got a couple of stages. But yeah, this is essentially what it's grabbing. So this Emu deck was designed with this card in mind. So the stage you would be grabbing is you would be grabbing the Empty Throne, which has the Marie Joie tag in it. And then this is like basically a whole separate thing in itself. This is like almost a leader in its own right. And then its other effect is a once per turn thing, trash 1 Celestial Dragon type character from the field or 1 card from your hand, draw a card. This is pretty flexible. This is pretty nice, because obviously if you have Celestial Dragons in your hand, a lot of them you want in your trash to then later on combo with. What's also nice is that you get to trash from the field, so you can get rid of characters from the field that you don't want. Well, on your side of the field that you don't want flooding the field. Drawing a card, generically good. The Celestial Dragon engine in this set is already pretty powerful enough so that this is one of the top 3 decks. I believe it's these 2 and then Blue Purple Luffy that are fighting for the #1 spot. And I'll be honest, I still think Luffy is going to win that fight. But it's a very good triangle here. We have like Ace versus Emu versus Luffy potentially, once the meta kind of catches up. And then obviously we have Roger just outside of that trio trying to break in. So yeah, Emu, great card, love it. We'll be looking at the stage next, but we have one more leader. The Forgotten Child, Bonnie, Julia Bonnie, is the yellow leader. I would say in the card game, this Bonnie, it's good, but it is heavily overshadowed. This thing is so so insignificant in the set because we have Emu in the set, which is big. We have Roger in the set, which is huge. And then obviously this Ace was kind of the dark horse of the set that nobody expected to be good. but ended up dominating the set with some of the cards that were printed with it. So unfortunately, Bonnie kind of took a backseat. No one's really experimenting. Well, there are some people playing with this card, but it's not breaking into like the top 10 meta decks. But it's a very good yellow deck. It has Egghead type and Bonnie Pirates. Kind of wish I had the Supernova tag. I feel like if it had Supernova tag, then we could be talking about like a relevant deck here. But as for now, Bonnie is just a 5 life leader, 5k power. Your turn, once per turn. This effect can be activated when you play a character with trigger. Give up the 2 Rested Dawn cards to your leader or one of your characters. So obviously this is going to be a trigger heavy deck, which is good because a lot of yellow wants to play with trigger cards. Giving Rested Dawn to your leader or character, relevant because we have characters like Roger. Well, we have leaders like Roger that need a base 7k to swing in. So the fact that Bonnie kind of deals with that on its own, Bonnie doesn't have to really worry about attaching Dawn to herself. As long as she has 2 Rested Dawn on the field, she can kind of just put it on herself and then swing in. The biggest advantage of this deck is the fact that you have triggers. You're building a trigger heavy deck, which if you remember from like set 3, Arlong was never relevant, but Arlong was always a very aggressive aggro deck that had a very similar build where you wanted to primarily play a lot of trigger cards. And this has a similar feeling, like adjacent feeling to that leader, to Arlong. But unfortunately, I really don't think, unless they start, another thing is like it's Egghead, Bonnie Pirates, and yellow. Really, the only support we have out of the box is Egghead. There is some Bonnie Pirates in yellow, but there are more Egghead cards, and there isn't enough to really support this leader. So ultimately, I think this is gonna sit at like C, just because I don't think it has what it takes to break into like, you know, B or A. I think this is probably, I mean, honestly, I would say if it was up to me, I would probably put this at B, but honestly, the fact that it's Luffy and it's Straw Hats, I think automatically puts it at a B, and then its leader effect kind of puts it at A. So that's kind of where my opinions are for this. So there's the leaders. That's kind of my opinions on the leaders of the set. So we're gonna go ahead and, is there a way I can just like clear the whole thing? Just, oh, well, that's definitely not what I wanted to do. This is gonna be S. And then, oh great, can I not adjust this? Oh, great. So I'm gonna have to go in and manually C, B, A, and then S. And then what do I do with these? How do I clear these? I just push them out. There we go. So there you go. There's those cards. Here are the stages. The stages are going to be just very quick. I don't imagine, other than this, I don't think these two are going to be relevant. Let's see what the Oro Jackson has to say. Oro Jackson's pretty cool. This is Roger's ship. This is the Goldie Rogers ship. So it's, we don't know a lot about it, but as you can see in the background, there's an egg that we know nothing about. So it's a once per turn, 1 cost event, or 1 cost stage. Once per turn, if your character with a type including Roger Pirates would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and rest it. This is fine, but it does not protect your characters. If it protected your characters, it would be busted. But this is just a fine ability. It probably won't be played in the Roger deck, but at least it is a way to ramp if your stuff does get dealt with. Windmill Village, what is this for? It's a 1 cost stage. Activate main. You may rest this stage. Up to 1 of your characters with a 2k base power or less gains 1k power during this turn. Why would you be playing characters with 2k base power? I don't see the need for this. I don't think anyone's gonna be playing with this. So that's just gonna set an if. That's my idea of stages. Obviously the Empty Throne, 7 cost stage. Your turn. If you have 19 or more character card or 19 or more cards in your trash, your leader gains 1k power. So your Emu becomes a 6k power. Activate main. You may rest this stage and add 3 of your Dawn cards. Okay, so rest this stage and 3 of your Dawn cards. Play up to 1 black 5 Elder type character with a cost equal to or less than the total number of your Dawn cards on your field from your hand. So this is where I think a lot of the power of this stage is. So activate main, you rest this, you rest 3 Dawn, and depending on where you are in your turn, like if you're on your 6 Dawn turn, you can rest 3 and play like a 5 or 6 drop for the cost of 3 Dawn. That's pretty strong. That is no lie, pretty dang strong. There is also a 10 drop in the 5 Elders typing that if you rest 3 Dawn, rest this, you get to play a 10 drop for 3 Dawn, which is insane. That is insane value. Crazy stuff. I am shocked that I'm shocked they printed this, that they printed the empty throne, because there's a lot to this. How much is this leader locked? The first part of the effect is not leader locked. But it's a 1 black 5 elder character. So this is technically not locked to Emu. If you wanted to, you could on your 7 Dawn turn, if you're running something like Gecko Moria, because Gecko Moria can very easily get 19 cards in the trash. So by the time you get 7 Dawn, you will definitely have 19 cards in the trash with Gecko Moria. So Gecko Moria goes from a 5 cost to a 6 cost. Rest this. You know what? There's a universe where Gecko Moria plays with the 5 Elder engine, and they have this as their top end, like one of their top ends, obviously, not the 10 drop, but this would definitely be a top end for Gecko Moria, because Gecko Moria is infamously a very low to the ground deck, and this could be very good for it. So there are the stages. Now we can kind of look at events, and then the characters are the ones that are probably gonna take the most amount of time. Now, I'm not somebody who likes events in the game of One Piece. I try to play as few events as I possibly can, just because unless they're very powerful events, you don't tend to get a lot of value out of events. How many events do we have here? Not a lot. We have a pretty good amount. So let's go with this. All right, so what is this called? This is a 1 cost event that is called But Ace Here Said You Deserved It. But Ace Here Said You Deserve This. Okay. It seems like a... Oh, I see the speech bubble. That's why. I was gonna go, but Ace Here said you deserve this. This is a very interesting thing to name your event. But what is this event? So it's a 1 cost event. You so activate main. So the main effect is you may rest 1. So you pay 1, rest 4 Dawn, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 3k power during this turn, then KO to one of your opponent's characters with a 3k power or less. So for 5 Dawn, you are getting rid of a 6k power character. Of course, if you're going to combo this off with other things, you can maybe get like a 10k power, 12k power, but at base cost, no extra support. For 5 Dawn, you can get rid of a 6k. That's not great. You know, the value is just almost there. You're not squeezing enough out of this lemon. And then the counter event is up to one of your leaders gain 3k power during this battle. Never one of my favorite abilities. I never like the restricted counter. I always prefer to protect anything versus just the leader. If this was not leader locked to just protecting your leader, I think I would, you know, put it a little higher. But the fact that it's just restricted to your leader and the removal part is not efficient enough, I think it's more of a C, not an F. I would say like a C, because it's still a 1 drop event. Sometimes you just have one, you have like a 1 cost, 1 Dawn left open. It never hurts to have 1 Dawn open. And maybe occasionally you have something you want to remove. These are never bad cards, but it's not a card I would run in my deck yet. I could be wrong, but I wouldn't run this necessarily. I would probably run other stuff over this, especially in Ace. I would probably run the Waxing Fist. I think Waxing Fist is a better version of this. So our next one is the Meteor Fist. This is back in Marijua, I believe. This is a 3 cost event. Main, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 5k power during this turn. And then the trigger is activate main. Activate this card's main effect. Oh, it's a Navy card. Ooh, well, that makes sense. This is Akainu's effect. So, funny enough, this is support for Kobe / Garp, though this is primarily for Kobe. This is okay. I think Roundhouse or Round Slash, there's a Round Slash back in OP-01 that I think has better, that's more efficient with cost or with power reduction. It's nice to have the trigger be the same thing as the main effect. It is searchable technically with the Navy engine. However, I would say Doll is a better version of this. I think Doll is a 3-drop. Doll's a 3-drop that's a blocker that has almost the same exact text in it. So with that in mind, I would probably just put this at F. You're better off running Doll over this. And then our Jet Gatling, this is a 1-drop event. Main, give up to 1 rested Dawn card to one of your Luffy's, then give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2k power during this turn. This is a little bit better. I'm liking this because it's minus 2k power for the turn, not just for the battle. And it's specifying Luffy in general. It's not specifying leader Luffy or character Luffy. So this can either go into a red Luffy list, or you can just give one of your Luffy's just a power boost, which is nice. Trigger, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2k power during this turn. Ooh, the trigger's pretty good too. I think this is a sleeper card. This is one of those sleeper cards where I think it could see a little bit more play in the right deck, but it's just not there yet. Next one is Gum Gum Elephant Gun. It's a 2-cost event. It has main, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less, then set up to 2 of your Dawn cards as active at the end of your turn. Okay, so this is at the end of turn restand. Trigger, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. So what I like about this card is it's supernova searchable. I can see that already. It's Straw Hat searchable, which is great. It is quote unquote a free event to play. So you are going to, well, you're resting a character, but honestly at this point, resting is almost as powerful as removing stuff now. Because there's so much removal protection, resting is like your second best thing to do now. So resting a 5 cost, that's pretty relevant. A lot of blockers sit at about 5 costs now. And then getting your Dawn back at the end of turn, which means you can keep Dawn open for bigger events, which is nice. And then the trigger's fine. Trigger's like half of the effect. I think that's good. I definitely see the appeal of this. I can see this being played in Smoker potentially. I can see it being played in Yellow Green Law. I think this is a good event. Very good event. I want to put it, I think I'm gonna put it at B as well, because I don't see people playing with it, but it does feel about as strong as Jet Gatling. Our next one is Snake Shot. So Snake Shot is a 2-cost event. Counter, get up to one of your opponent's rested character with a cost of 4 or less. Activate main, activate this card's counter effect. This is fine. It's fine. Still Supernova Straw Hat searchable, which is good. That kind of gives it a little bit more oomph. But countering a rested 4 cost, I guess if your opponent is swinging with like a Kikunoju, no, because you don't want to KO that. I guess if your opponent is swinging with a 4 cost, you can, in response, just delete it and negate the effect altogether. So it is slightly better. I think it is going to be slightly better than this, but not by a lot. Like, I feel like this is going to sit just below, like probably right there for now. Next one is I Know You're Strong. So I'll go ahead and go all out from the start. Okay, so this is when Luffy, I believe, goes to gear second. I think this is when Luffy goes to gear second because he doesn't have his scar yet. So this is when he's fighting Rob Lucci for the first time. So it's a 1-cost event. Main, you may rest 2 of your Dawn cards. Up to 2 of your opponent's rested characters with a cost of 7 or less will not become active during your opponent's next refresh phase. I like that. Okay, so it's a 3-cost. Keep 2 of your, so a slightly better Electrical Luna, slightly worse version of Electrical Luna, a smaller version for sure. And then it has a counter. Up to one of your leaders gain 3k power during this turn. I think this is a good card. I like this. You get to freeze 2 of your opponent's 7-cost characters. Those are pretty big numbers. Your opponent will not be able to recover fast from that. So I think this is just a straight up replacement for Electrical Luna. It's not hitting as big of a board because Electrical Luna will keep your opponent's 7-cost or less rested characters frozen, where this is only doing it for 2 of your characters, 2 of your opponent's characters. Now, if you're playing against something like a blue Doflamingo, yeah, this is not as good. Electrical Luna would be better. But a lot of people don't go that wide. And 7 cost is pretty significant. That's pretty good. I'd probably put this at a B. Maybe high B. This is pretty good. And then of course it is Supernova, Straw Hat searchable. So that's relevant. Next one is, if I give into the Force, there'll be no point to my life. Okay. He's gonna become one with the Force in this panel. So anyways, it's a 1 cost event. Main, you may rest one of your Dawns, so this is a 2 Dawn event. Main, if you have 1 or less life cards, when your leader attacks, your opponent cannot activate blockers. Ooh, a Diablo Jambe for blue, that's good. And then it has counter up to 1 of your leaders getting 3k power during your this battle. This is good. This is good. I already like this. I can actually see this. I think this is one of the cards that Ace is playing already. So I think by that logic, this is already going to go up to like S, because I believe this is already a meta card, or this is being played in a meta deck. And I can see why, because it is getting rid of blockers. So it lets you swing for game. And then if you don't do that, then you just have a 3k counter for your leader. That's the only downside this has. Other than that, it's a very good Diablo Jambe. It's a better version of Diablo Jambe, and Diablo Jambe was and still is one of the best Straw Hat red events. Our next one is, what is this? Phoenix Pyre Apple. So Phoenix Pyre Apple, I believe, is the name. It is a 1 cost event. Main, you may rest 1 Dawn card, so 2 Dawn. Place up to 1 of your opponent's characters with 3k power lists at the bottom of its owner's deck. That seems more appropriate for Marco than it does for Ace. Counter, up to 1 of your leaders gain 3k power during this battle. This is for a different deck altogether. This is not for Ace. It's not a bad ability. It's not my favorite though, because we have, I would probably put it down here because it's not designed for this, for anything in this set. It is good though. This is good. I don't think it's meant for the Ace deck. This is meant for Marco. I think Marco can take better advantage of this. But obviously I believe between the two, this is clearly the better one. Brilliant Punk is a 4 cost event. Main, you may rest up to 1 of your opponent's characters. Okay, you may rest up to 1 of your characters. Wait, you may return 1 of your characters to the owner's hand. Return up to 1 character with a cost of 6 or less to the owner's hand. Trigger or draw 1 card. This is the Jozu effect without the Jozu. I would rather play Jozu. I'll be real with you. This is, I would put this at F because I would just play Jozu over this. Oh my god, this is a very long name. Guess we'll have another scrap. You can only risk death while you're still alive. Very profane. So it's a 1 cost event. Main, rest 1 of your Dawn cards. So this is a 2 cost event. If your leader is Goldie Roger and you have any given Dawn cards, add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck as rested. Counter, up to 1 of your leaders gain 3k power during this battle. This is fine. This is okay for Roger. It's giving you a rested Dawn. I don't think I would play this. I think this is more the C grade. This is more of a C grade card. 0 cost event. Divine Departure. This is sick. Oh, I like this. Okay. 0 cost event. You may rest 5 of your Dawn cards, so it's 5 cost event. If you have any given Dawn cards, give up to 1 of your opponent's characters minus 8k power during this turn. Not bad. Okay. And then what's the counter? Counter, you may trash 1 card from your hand up to 1 of your leaders or characters gain 3k power during this battle. That's pretty good. It's not as good as the original 0 cost events, but you do get a secondary effect with it. I like this. I do like this a lot. I don't think it's an S tier ability, but it's very close. I would play this in Roger. Because you have, not only do you have a 0 cost event, but then you also have a way of reducing power for the turn. That's pretty good. For 5 Dawn, permanently reducing something to 8k, well, reducing something by -8 for the turn, that's pretty good. I might move this up to S, but for now it's gonna sit at A. And then this head straight for the top. Is a 1-cost event that has a main of paying 1 and then resting 3 Dawn. If you have any given Dawn cards, K up to one of your opponent's characters up to 4k base power, that's not good, or less, and add up to one of your opponent's characters with 3k base power or less. And up to, oh, so this is KOing 2 things. So this is dealing with base power. That means you can't reduce anything below. So if your opponent has a 5k character, you can't reduce it to 4 because this only cares about the printed number. And then counter up to one of your leaders gain 3k power during this turn. I don't think this is very good. I'll just throw that down there because again, it's dealing with base power. You can't adjust the numbers for this. You are getting rid of 2 things, but you're getting rid of 2 small things. And then you're only protecting your leader with the counter event. Not my favorite. The 5 Elders at your service is a 1-cost event. Main, look at the top 3 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to one of the Celestial Dragon type characters or type cards other than the 5 Elders, other than this, and add it to your hand. Then trash the rest. This is like, and then it has the trigger of activate the main effect. This is good. This is a event searcher. There's nothing wrong with this. I think this will be playable. It is playable, in fact, in the emu list. Again, keep in mind, not leader locked. Just Celestial Dragon locked. So again, this can be played in other decks. I want to keep that in mind because I really do want to build like a Gecko deck with the 5 Elders in it, if I can. And then the world's equilibrium cannot be maintained forever is a 1-cost event. It has a main of paying 1, resting 5. If the only characters on your field are Celestial Dragon type characters, K up to one of your opponent's characters with a base cost of 6 or less. Now, it's another base cost, but it's dealing with a 6 cost. So while you can't reduce the costs of anything and hit it with this, it's hitting much higher for 6 Dawn. That's okay. And then counter up to one of your leaders gain 3k power during this battle. This is good. The restrictions are pretty high. It can basically only be played in Emu because Emu only plays with Celestial Dragon stuff. It's more or less. I think this is like an A. This is a good A. This is a really good A, but it's still an A. Never existed. Is a 1-cost event. So main, you pay 1, rest 1 Dawn. If your leader is Emu, key up to one of your opponent's stages with the cost of 7 or less. So this is counterplay to an opponent's Emu. And then counter, if your leader is Emu, up to one of your leaders or characters gain 4k power during this turn. There you go. Here is your Radical Beam for Emu, the GOAT. I would definitely play this in Emu. There's no reason not to. Play this at 4. I would probably play this at 2, but I would definitely play this at 4. Same as this. I would play this as 4 as well. Our next one, we're getting into yellow now, is Paper Art After Image. Is a 2-cost event that has counter up to one of your leaders or characters gain 3k power during this battle. Then, if your opponent has 2 or less life cards, up to one of your leaders or characters gain 1k power during this turn. The second part of that effect is pretty good. And then the trigger is draw 1 card. So, if your opponent has 2 or less life cards, up to one of your leaders or characters gain 1k. I like this. This is good. Yeah, I like this. This is a 2-cost event, which is the only downside, really. 2-cost event that gives you 3k power. And then, if you've been aggressive enough, it gives you a 1k boost for the rest of your turn. During this turn. It's a counter event. And then it has a trigger of draw a card. I think that's pretty good. I'm glad it does let you draw a card in case you don't have 2 Dawn open. I think this is an A. This is definitely an A. I don't know if it's an S, but it's definitely an A. And then what is this? This is a Pirate King is just the freest man on the sea. So this is a 1-cost event. Main, look at the top 5 of your deck, reveal up to 1 Supernova type card, and add it to your hand. Then place the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. I like this. Activate main. Okay, trigger, activate this card's main effect. I actually like this a lot because, in case you didn't know, I wonder if I can show it really quick. I do have a Nami deck. I have a Nami deck that is built around Supernova. And one of my issues is that we have the Monkey D. Luffy Supernova Searcher. And obviously this doesn't have a trigger. It has a counter though, that's nice. It is a 1-cost event as well. However, I think this is slightly better. I think this would be way better than potentially the Searcher Luffy. So I do like this. This will probably sit, for me personally, I will probably play with this, but it's like an A. No, I would probably put this at S because it's a top 5 searcher for supernovas and it's Straw Hat searchable. This is good. This is a good card. Searchers are always great to have. So this is Gum Gum Dawn Stop. This is a 5-cost event. Main, you may turn one card from the top of your life cards face up. Ooh, I like this already. Okay, up to one of your opponent's characters with a base cost of 6 or less. So again, very similar to our Equilibrium here, but instead of paying 6, we're paying 5. We're turning the top card of our life face up, which, you know, again, we're gonna go back to my deck. It is here. This is Nami that is playing with the Kid Luffy and 5-cost Luffy. We're playing with the ST13 engine, quote unquote engine. And what this wants, hold on, give me a second to think. Ace. This ace is coming out in PRB2. It has an on play. If you have a face up life card, play up to 1 Sabo, Ace, or Luffy with a cost of 2 or less from your hand or trash. That is kind of tricky when you're not playing in one of the original starter decks. If you're trying to play this engine outside of the starter decks, it becomes increasingly hard to have your life card face up. This kind of builds around that for 5 Dawn. For 5 Dawn, we're getting rid of a character and we're flipping the top card of our life face up, which in turn means that this ace becomes a lot more playable in generic decks. That is good. That's secret tech. That is secret tech for me. That's gonna go to B. I think this is like a 2 of for very specific decks, but I do like it. I do think it's very strong. So I do like it at 5. I think 5 is a little expensive, but you are getting ready to, you are KOing a 6-cost or less. I think that's good. So yeah, this is like secret tech. This is good. I like it. And that's the events. Oh, the next thing we're gonna hit are gonna be the characters. The characters are gonna take the longest. I gotta prep myself. I kind of wish there was like a, I don't know if this would clear everything. What's this do? No, that clears everything. That's the wrong clear characters. And then I wish I could just trash the cards from the tier list, so I didn't have to do this. But thankfully, now we're just gonna deal with the bulk of the set. Oh, the bulk of the set is gonna be right here in the characters. The characters usually take up the most of this. So if you're interested in my opinions of everything outside of the characters, there you go. If you just cared about my opinions on the characters, this is when you jump in to the video. All right, there we go. So we're doing characters. We're gonna be doing OP-13, yep. All right, so obviously, quick disclaimers. Obviously, with every set, it's always designed for draft. So there's just gonna be draft chaff in most sets. There's gonna be maybe like, I don't know how many cards, how many characters. I think there's probably gonna be like 20 playable characters in a set, and the rest of them are gonna kind of just be like generic good stuff. Like obviously we have Inazuma here. Inazuma, I would consider a good draft card, but not a good playable card. Inazuma is a 4-cost, 5k power, 2k counter. On play, give it to 1 Rest of Dawn card to your leader. Designed for Sabo. Would you play this in Sabo? Maybe. I would actually consider playing that in Sabo. It's a 2k counter. It gives your leader that Rest of Dawn it needs. And it is a swingable body. Okay, bad first start. I actually think this is a good 2k counter. Here we go. Whoop slap. Whoop slap. Funny enough, got into, what year was it? Was it year 2022 of One Piece favorite characters? I believe Whoop slap made it to top 100 favorite characters, which was interesting. I'm glad he made it. I didn't realize he had so many fans, but I'm glad he had fans enough to get him recognition. And I think Whoop Slap ended up in one of the cover pages of One Piece when Oda did like all 100 of the favorite characters of 2023. I believe Whoop Slap ended up in, he looked very confused. It's like, what am I doing here? I was forgotten about. Anyways, Whoop Slap, Windmill Village type, 1 cost, 0k power, 1k counter. On play, give up to 2 Rest of Dawn cards to one of your Luffys. This is good as just a 1-drop. 1-drop that makes your Luffy like a 7k swinger. That's nothing to ignore. Beyond that, he's not going to do anything else in your deck. So I would put this at like C. I think C is appropriate. And then here is a Sabo and Luffy. Very interesting because it has all 3 names. I don't know if it's searchable with the Garp from the starter deck 13. But it is interesting. It might be searchable. I'm not sure. It's a 1 cost event, 1k counter. Funny enough, it's stronger than Whoop Slap. It's a 2k counter. Activate main, you may trash this character and give up to 1 active Dawn card to your leader or one of your characters. Give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 3k power during this turn. This is pretty good. Do you play this? I mean, I guess you play this in Ace and in Luffy, potentially. That's Goa Kingdom. Goa Kingdom doesn't really have searchable stuff. I believe the yellow Garp can search this out, but I'm not 100% sure. This is very interesting. I think this is like a to be further studied. I'm not sure if this is going to be playable just because of the typing. The typing is a little weird. It does have a good effect, but it is a very difficult thing to search out. It's a 2k counter, so that's always going to be useful. And then we have Emporio Ivankov. Is a 2 cost, 3k power, 1k counter. If your Revolutionary Army type character would be KO'd by your opponent's effect, you may trash this card instead. This is generically good. If it was a blocker, it would be better. I wouldn't say it's an S, but it's definitely an A. We have Curly Dedan. Is a 1 cost, 2k power, 1k counter. She looks very strange. They kind of messed up her face a little too hard with this one. If you have a Mountain Bandit type character other than this card, this character gains double attack. I don't think this is very good. I think it's a very unique build around. This is definitely draft. I don't think it's bad, but it's definitely not the best thing you'd be playing. This is Lord of the Coast. It's a 6 cost, 8k power, 1k counter, vanilla body. This is just your generic draft. I love the way it's designed. It's designed like Japanese wood art. I think it is a lovely piece of art. However, I don't imagine it's going to get played in anything other than maybe Sabo. This is Cobra. Cobra is a 2k counter, 5 cost, 6k power, Alabasta character. If you had a VV somehow, you could play this. You can search it. Surprisingly though, it looks like Cobra really got messed up after the 2-year time skip. Poor guy. I don't know what happened to him, but I would say this is draft. Slightly better draft because it's a 2k counter, but it's not searchable really. So I'm just gonna put it back down there. Here's Nefeltari VV. It's a 1 cost, 2k power. Man, this is really good art. I really like this. I like the warm tones that they use for VV. It's a very... it's an interesting angle. It's not like compromising because she doesn't look like she's been compromised. She still looks nervous but confident. I like it. I like the art. I think it's good. I like the warm tones mostly. And I do like the contrast of the blue with the pink and orange yellows. So it's a 1 cost, 2k power, 1k counter. On play, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Reveal up to 1 Alabasta or Straw Hat type card with a cost of 2 or more. Add it to your hand, then place the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. Actually, thanks to this, I would say this is slightly better because it's Straw Hat. It's a Straw Hat searcher. Not a very good one, but it's a searcher. It makes this slightly better, but not by a lot. Higuma. We have Higuma, the Mountain Bandit. It's a 1 cost, 3k power, no counter. It has on play, K up to one of your opponent's characters with 0 power or less. This is bad. Poor Whoop Slap is getting completely annihilated with this guy. But yeah, this is just draft. Oh, I love this Rouge. Porcus D Rouge. Oh, the art. I love the colors they use for this. This is such a touchy moment. It's a 1 cost, 0k power, 2k counter, trigger. Up to one of your ace cards, gain 3k power during this turn. Ooh, this is good. It is not searchable though, which is a downside. But that is really good. Oh, the art alone, I want to put in an A. I think it's a B, but I want to put it in A. I think it's a B card though. Because this is great. Well, it's trigger, only trigger relevant. I'm gonna put in B because it doesn't have like an effect. It's just a 2k counter in your hand. It has a trigger of up to one of your aces gain power, but that's about it. Makino is a 1 cost 0k power, 2k counter. Activate main, you may rest this character. Up to one of your Luffy's gain 2k power during this turn. I believe that's the, well, similar effect. Yeah, this is basically the same thing as Whoop Slap. I like Whoop Slap a little more, so I'm gonna put Whoop Slap above it. Garp, I've been hearing good stuff about Garp. I think Garp is playable in this set. It's a 1 cost 2k power, 1k counter. On play, if your leader is Luffy, Sabo, or Ace, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 card with a cost of 3 or more, and add it to your hand. Ugh. Then, place the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. There is a red Ace. I don't think it's playable. I think it's getting rotated out. Obviously, there's a yellow-red Sabo. There's the black-red Sabos. There's the green-red Luffy's. There's the purple-red Luffy's. But it doesn't want you to use the... It doesn't want you to search out the babies because it pushed everything up to 3 cost. You know, surprisingly, the baby Aces and Luffy's are 2 costs, so I don't think this is great. It does make the 3 brothers searchable, but not all of the 3 brothers searchable, which means that your searchers, your 1-drop searchers are not searchable with this. I think there's potential, but it's not much. I would probably put it at C. It has potential, but I don't think it is usable. And then we have Dragon. Dragon here, saving Sabo. It looks very upset doing it. It is a 6 cost, 7k power, 1k counter. Once per turn, if your Rebel Army type character would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may give this character minus 2k power during this turn. Ooh, this is already better than the Ivankov. Yeah, this is already way better than the Ivankov. I want to put it there, but I know not meta relevant, kind of. Because even after the power reduction, it's a 5k swinger. Well, 5k body. During this turn. Yeah, I think it's fine there. Wapple. This is during Reverie. Wapple is a 6/7, 2k counter. Evil Black Drum Kingdom. That's so funny. I love that. This alone is like an S tier scene. This is like an S tier scene, but unfortunately it is draft. I would probably push it up, but it's not searchable because surprise, surprise, Evil Black Drum Kingdom doesn't exist in the One Piece TCG. If you didn't know, in the cover stories, Wapple gets kicked out of the Drum Kingdom, and establishes his new evil Drum Kingdom, where he becomes like a billionaire. So this is very silly. This is very fun. Uta, this is very fun. We have not seen Uta in a hot minute. It's a 4 cost, 5k power, 1k counter. On play, set up to 2 of your Dawn cards as active. Then you cannot play characters with a base cost of 5 or more during this turn. Not bad, because it's a 2 cost reduction, so it's a 2 cost character that swings for 5. On KO, play up to 1 character with a cost of 5 or less from your hand rested. This is pretty good. I like this. This makes green Uta potentially more playable. There's a lot of Utas in that deck, so that doesn't help a lot, but I do like it. Uta's very cute, especially in this art. I will put it at A. Well, not S, but at least A. Gordon is a 1 cost, 0k power, 2k counter. On play, you reveal 1 film or music type card from your hand at the end of this turn. Set up to 2 of your Dawn cards as active. Not a big fan of like revealing information to your opponent, but it is nice that it does give you 2 rested Dawn back. It's a 2k counter that is searchable with film. So it's playable. It is usable. Just not my favorite. It's also cool that it plays with the 2-cost events, the 2-cost searcher events. So if you have 2-cost searcher events, you can play that adjacent with this. That's not bad. And then here's Kobe. Kobe is a 5-cost 6k power, 1k counter, blocker. On play, if your leader is film type or strike, attributed, set up to one of your Dawn cards as active. That's okay. It's a 5-cost, well, 4-cost blocker essentially. That is relevant, not super relevant, especially because film already has a bunch of blockers, it has a bunch of 4-drops. What's nice about this is that you can play it in strike character, so I think Yamato? I guess you could play this in Yamato. I don't think I would. I would rather play this in Uta, in the green Uta deck. But it's cool because it's like a big statted vanilla body with counter on it, so it's not bad. Sunny-kun is a 1-cost 2k power, 1k counter, activate main once per turn. You may rest one of your Dawn cards. This character gains 2k power until the end of your opponent's next turn. Not playable. I'm sorry to break it to you, little guy, but that's not gonna push the needle in your favor. Sanji is a 5-cost 7k power. On play, set up to 2 of your Dawn cards as active. Pretty good. End of your turn, if your leader has film or straw hat types, set up to one of your Dawn cards as active. Holy moly. So essentially it looks like you're resetting 3 Dawn for this. For a like 3-cost 7k. I think this is slightly better than Uta, honestly. Slightly better than Uta. Shanks, a 10-drop for green. Holy moly. It's been a hot minute. It's a 10-drop, 12k power, no counter, on play. Set up to all of your Dawn cards as active. Then you cannot play characters from your hand during this turn. That's dumb. Slightly worse than I would rather play Doflamingo over this. I would play Doflamingo over this. This is dumb. Where'd he go? I'll put him right there. Yeah, it's cool that we got another boss monster in green. But this is not it, Chief. Like, cool. You can play all the events in your hands if you want. But that's about it. Not bad. It's okay. This is a 2k counter. Film. Vanilla. I think we have enough film 2k counters. Set up to 2 of your cards as active. It's fine. Like, it's like okay. Law. 6k. Okay, 6-cost 6k power. If you have 1 or less life cards, this character gains blocker. On play, you may return 1 character from your hand to your hand. Play up to 1 character with a cost of 5 or less from your hand rested. Rested is a little rough, but it does have blocker. This is a really good art of Law. It does the shambles thing. It's not bad. It can be a blocker. 5 costs. It's okay. This is like an okay card. Not upset. Here we go. Let's go. Robin. What can you do, Robin? 7 cost, 7k, 1k counter, on play. Up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 8 or less cannot be rested until the end of your opponent's next turn. Why are we printing this? Why are we printing these effects? I hate these effects. They're so dumb. This stupid effect. It's like, it's good. It's a good effect. Not crazy about this effect, but it is okay. It is protection, rested protection, not KO protection. So Frankie is a 3-cost 5k power on KO. Rest at the total of 2 of your opponent's characters or Dawn cards. Ooh, this is good. This is really good. I like this. And it's a swinger, so it can hit most of the time. It can hit your opponents most of the time. This is not bad. I do like this. It's like a B. It's like a B card. Brooke. On play, if your leader has film or straw hats, set up to 1 of your Dawn cards as active. Man, I'm not that crazy about this card. It's okay. Poor Beppo. It's okay, buddy. You enjoy Uta. 5 cost, 7k power, no counter. End of your turn. Set this character or up to 1 of your Dawn cards as active. That's not bad. That's okay. I would say it can find a place. It can find a home somewhere, probably not in most decks. 2k counter Helmeppo. We've seen so many of these 2k counters, vanilla bodies. Zoro. If your leader has film or straw hat type, substitute your Dawn cards as active. That's fine. Set this character as active. I think this is actually better than probably the Uta we saw. Let's see. Just live there. I think I'm gonna push this down a step because I think these are still better. So Izo, 6 costs, 6k power, 1k counter, on play, draw 2 cards. That's pretty good. Drawing 2 cards at 6 Dawn is a little rough. It's a little below curve, but I do think that's fine. Here we go. Edward Newgate. Here's our first S tier card. I already know this is a good card. 10 costs to 12k. No counter, blocker, on play, draw 2 cards, then trash 1 card from your hand. Then give your leader and up to one of your characters up to 2 Rested Dawn cards. So essentially we have a blocker that lets us draw 2, trash 1 from our hand, and then gives our leader and 1 character 2 Rested Dawn each. That's pretty good. It's a good card. Play this. Play this if you're in blue. Play this card. Then we have Otama. 1 cost, 0k power, 1k counter, on play. If you have 3 or less life cards, draw 2 cards and then trash 1 from your hand. This is good. I think this is like A-worthy card. Curly? Corel? Is his name Corel? 3 costs, 4k power. When attacking, give up to 1 Rested Dawn card to your leader or one of your characters with a type including Whitebeard. On KO, draw a card. That's fine. I would say like that's a B. That's a solid B card right there. Like probably not playable, but you know, maybe secret tech. Hatura. He's a 1 cost, 2k power, 1k counter. When attacking, if you have 4 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. This is okay. This is like a C. I think it definitely has a place, but not like gonna be great. Not gonna be the best card. Sit at the bottom. Heathen. There you go. Vista, my goat, has a 6 cost, 8k power, 0 counter, double attack. Pretty good. Once per turn, if this character would be killed in battle, or if this character would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may trash 1 card type including Whitebeard Pirates from your hand instead. Whew. This is good. I like this. This is almost an S. I'm gonna put that S. I think this is pretty good. Having a double attack character that can protect itself is pretty good. And it's also an 8k body for 6 Dawn. That's pretty good. Definitely a little overstated for what it does. I like this. I like that. So of course my goat Vista would always have something good cooking up. Fossa is a 2 cost, 3k counter, or 3k cost. No, 2 cost, 3k power, 1k counter. If your character with the type including Whitebeard Pirates would be KO'd by your opponent's effect, you may trash this character instead. I'll put this where like Ivankov is. It's a similar effect to Ivankov. Like it's good, but not like great. This is a just generic. This is Flamenco. Flamenco is fine. Like if you don't have enough 2Ks, you can play him. Where'd he go? I don't think I care that much. Just throw him in C, whatever. This is Blenheim? No, I don't think that's right. It's another 2k counter. We're gonna just put him in here. And then we have Boa Sandersonia, I believe is her name. She is a 2 cost, 3k power, 1k counter. On play, if your leader is Boa Hancock, play up to 1 Boa Hancock with a cost of 3 or less from your hand. Obviously we see one right here, but that's just okay. I don't know how good Boa is gonna be, so we're just gonna put in B and just say good enough. 3 costs, 5k power, on KO. If your leader is Boa Hancock or multicolored, draw 2. This is fine. I think this is fine. Where did I put that Inazuma? Inazuma is, I believe, right here. Yeah, it's the same effect, slightly worse. So maybe we push you down, Sandra. There you go. And then we have Marigold is a 5 cost, 4k power, 1k counter, blocker, on play. If your leader is Boa Hancock, Boa Hancock. Play up to 1 Boa Hancock with a cost of 6 or less from your hand. This is actually better. Yeah, because you can play the 6 cost AK body that freezes. This is already better. I would say Marigold is probably the better sister of the 3 in this set. Teach. We have Marshall D Teach, 4 cost, 5k power, 1k counter. When attacking, you may trash one of your characters with the type including Whitebeard Pirates. Draw 1 card, then this character gains Banish during this turn. That's a when attacking ability. I do like that it gives himself Banish. I don't like that he's constantly trashing characters. That does help us though with Ezo. Because oh no, this is on play. Do we have a on KO Whitebeard Pirates? On KO, so we can KO this. Opponent's effects. So this is fine. This is like, I like it. It's a pretty okay card. I don't think it is super playable. And then we have Yamato. Yamato is a 5 cost, 6k power, 1k counter. Really cool art. I like this art. This is interesting. I don't know. I don't know what to think about the pose. I get like, it's a little imposing because we're looking at Yamato from a lower angle. Yamato's looking very upset with us. I don't know. This kind of gives me like Dragon Ball Z vibes. I get like Goku vibes off of this image. I don't know why. But anyways, Yamato, on play. If you have 3 or less life cards, draw 2 cards, then give up to 1 Rested Dawn cards to your leader. This is not leader locked. It's pretty good. I would say this is like an A ability. Not bad. I like that Yamato. Rakuyo. Rakuyo surprisingly looks like he's related to Yasop, which would also be related to Usopp. Like maybe like a distant cousin. But anyways, Rakuyo is a 3 cost, 4k power, 1k counter. When attacking, if you have 4 or less cards in your hand, all of your characters with the type including Whitebeard Pirates gain 1k power during this turn. Ooh. Ooh, and it's when attacking. Ooh, I do like this. This is good. I don't know if it's S, but it feels like an A ability. That feels like an A ability right there. Little Orange Jr., what are you up to, man? I love this scene. This is like a flashback scene with Ace, where Little Orange Jr. and Ace meet. I don't know if it's for the first time, but they meet each other, and Ace makes him a little Wano hat, a little samurai hat for him to wear, a wicker hat. And he's forever in debt to him because of that wicker hat. Don't know why. I think it's because he was having heat stroke, and it saved him. Also, if you didn't know, Little Orange Jr. is, I believe, I think he's, if he hasn't passed away, he is the last of the ancient giants, of like the pureblood ancient giants. We don't see any other giant to his color or size or his stature. We don't see another giant that looks like Ors. Ors looks like he's like a pure breed ancient giant, which would make sense because he's the son of Ors, original Ors, who we know is an ancient giant. We know that giants and ancient giants can mix and make giants that have horns and stuff like that. And then of course we know that those giants can also mix with humans, which then can also get horns, as we see with Yamato. So we can see that ancient giant blood can go down generations, but I believe Little Orange Jr. was the last of the ancient giants that we know of in the story of One Piece, if he's still alive. There's a very high chance that Little Orange Jr. is dead. I believe he died in Marineford, but you never know. You know, Oda tends to bring back characters when necessary, I would say. So yeah, we might say Little Orange Jr., but very likely he could have passed away with Ace. But anyways, Little Orange Jr. is a 7 cost, 7k power, 1k counter. When attacking, if your leader has the type including Whitebeard Pirates, draw 1 card. This is good. I think it's fine. I would put this at like an A. I think it's an A ability. Getting into purple, we have Toki. Toki is a 2-cost 3k power 1k counter. If a character including Roger Pirates would be KO'd by your opponent's effect, you may trash this character instead. Not bad. Low cost protection. I think that's worthy of A. I'll just put you there. We have Inuyasha, back before they became the leaders of the mink tribes. 3 cost 3k power 1k counter. On play, if you have any given Dawn cards, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and rest it. Then KO to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 1 or less. It's fine. I wouldn't play it, but it's fine. Yeah, I'll put it at C. I think C is appropriate. This is Crocus. Crocus, back when he was on the Roger Pirates, is a 5 cost 6k power 1k counter. On play, if you have any Dawn cards given, add to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck as active. That's already a big plus. When attacking, return up to one of your opponent's characters with a base power of 3k or less to the owner's hand. The when attacking is not great. The on play is pretty good. I would say the on play is like a C. Well, it's slightly better than, no, I guess C. C's pretty okay. We have Kazuki Odin, is a 5 cost 6k power 1k counter blocker. On play, if you have any Dawn cards given, add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and rest it. So Crocus is giving you active Dawn, Odin is giving you rested Dawn. He's a blocker, and Crocus is KOing 3k or less. I think this is okay. I don't know. I would probably say this is slightly better. I don't know. Give me a second to think. I know it's not F. Because I don't know if I would put Crocus above Odin. He is a blocker, but Crocus does KO things, but it's base power. Yeah, I would probably put Odin above Crocus, but I don't know if that makes Odin playable. I would play maybe, nah, yeah, I mean, it's probably better. Roger. Here's the 10 drop Roger. It's a 10 cost 13k, no counter. If your leader's effect and effects of your characters without a type including Roger Pirates are negated, your leader's effects and effects of your characters with a type including Roger Pirates are negated. So this is negating the effects of your leader Roger and probably some other stuff. On play, Dawn -3, up to one of your leaders gain 2k power until the end of your opponent's next end phase. Then give all of your opponent's characters -2k power until the end of your opponent's next end phase. This is good. This is very good. I don't know if it's S tier, but it is very good. I think it's very powerful. You are going Dawn -3. I think it's playable in other decks. I don't know if I would play in the Roger deck. Give me a second to think about this one, because this might be an A. I think it's an S. I think this is a good card. I don't think it's going to be played in every Roger deck because the red 10 cost is a lot better, but this is no slouch. This is a pretty powerful 10 drop. The on play effect alone is kind of worth it in any other purple deck, so I'm not against playing it. Shanks. Shanks is a 1 cost 2k power 1k counter. On play, look at the top 5 of your deck, reveal up to one card with the type including Roger Pirates other than Shanks. Add it to your hand, then place the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. This is a searcher. Searchers are great. I'll just put, if it had other effects it would be better, but I would just put at A. I think A. It's a fine searcher. Rayleigh, A cost 9k. Rush, no counter. On play, if you have any given Dawn cards, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less, then at the end of this turn, add it to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck as active. Ooh, that is an S ability right there. That is a solid S if I've ever seen one. Scopper Gabon is a 6 cost 7k power 1k counter. On play, if your leader has a type including Roger Pirates, draw 2, trash 1 card from your hand, then add to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck as rested. This is way better than Odin. Odin, I think, is, yeah, Odin's a C. This is like a B. Easy B. Yeah, easy B right there. Douglas Bullet, he's real. He's real. He's in the One Piece. If you didn't know, Douglas Bullet was the main villain of Film Red. No, not Film Red. Of One Piece Stampede, I believe. Douglas Bullet was made, I think he's canon to the story. He was one of the former Roger pirates. He was an apprentice pirate to Roger. However, he could never beat Roger. And that's basically his story. So let's see what he does. He's a 3 cost, 4k power, 1k counter. If you have 8 or more Dawn cards on the field, this character gains 2k power. So 4, 5, 6. That's not bad. But you have to have 8 or more Dawn cards. It's okay. If your leader has the type including Roger pirates, add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck as rested. I think this is good. It's okay. But in the Roger deck, you probably don't want to be dropping this down at 8 Dawn. So with that in mind, I'll probably just put this at the bottom of C. Just because like I don't think it's that great. Come on. Whatever. Tom! My goat, Tom! Tom is a 2 cost, 2k power, 1k counter, on play, Dawn -1. Add up to 1 stage card with the cost of 3 or less from your trash or your hand. Okay, add up to 1 stage card with the cost of 3 or less from your trash to your hand. Oh, from your trash to your hand. Okay, I get it. I think this is designed for Iceberg. But what 3? Let's look at some 3 cost events real quick in purple. Well, it doesn't even necessarily have to be purple. I think already Germa Kingdom, great way to cycle your Germa Kingdoms back into rotation. Stages, and then we're gonna look at cost of 3 or less. 3. Okay, so you can grab Onigashima. You can grab all of these. What is usable here? Nothing is usable here other than maybe Annie's Lobby, if that's not banned. And then I think we have a bunch of 1-drops. Or Jackson, which is fine. Full of lead. We don't have anything with full of lead. Going Merry. That's not bad. The Going Merry is pretty good. Throw the Bark. That's pretty good. Obviously, the Germa Kingdom, I think, is a great pick. You can grab Marie Joie if you really want to. You can also grab Navy HQ, Impel Down. Quarter Coliseum if you're in black purple for some reason. But realistically, like the Merry Go is pretty good. That's a very good pick if you're in the same colors. Obviously, my favorite would be the Germa Kingdom. So outside of like the Iceberg archetype, outside of Water 7, I think this does have a home. This is definitely like a tech card I would consider for other decks. I might end up putting this into my Reiju deck just because I run so little stages. It would be nice to use this. Next one is Napoleon. Napoleon, 5 cost, 7k, 1k counter, vanilla. This is just draft chaff. It's fine. It's a decent card. Nekomamushi, 3 cost, 3k power, 2k counter, on play. 8 or more rested Dawn. Okay, 8 or more Dawn cards on the field. K up to one of your opponent's characters with the base cost of 3k power or less. It's fine, but not anything to write home about. Buggy, let's go. 2 cost, 2k power, 2k counter, on play. If your leader has the type including Roger Pirates, and you have any given Dawn cards, add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and rested. This is playable. This is good. This is like an A. This is a decent A. It's doing everything that the Roger Pirates want to do. It's a 2k counter, so it's never dead. Very nice. Oh, I love these cards. Prometheus, 2k counter. Big Mom. Very good, but we're not going to be playing with it. Hera, 4/5. 1k counter, on play. Play up to 1 homie type character with a cost of 3 power or less from your hand. Actually pretty good. This could be good in the homie package for pudding. So slightly better. Okay, whew. Here comes the big hitters, the big guys. Do we skip black for now? Because black is going to be like pretty big. And then we have yellow, and then we have the big guys. Maybe we skip black for now. Just go to yellow really quick. Try to burn through yellow. We have Atlas, 2k counter. This is fine. We have Edison, 3 cost, 2k power, 2k counter. Activate main, trash this character. If you have less life cards than your opponent, draw 1 card, then rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less. Trigger, draw 1 card, then rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less. This is fine. Yeah, this is fine. And then we have Gyo is just a generic vanilla body. It'll be great for the yellow Bonnie, but it's just draft. Hiyori, we have a 4-cost 0k power, 1k counter blocker. On KO, you may trash 1 card from your hand. If your leader is multicolor, add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life cards. This is good. This is good. This is really good. This is like gonna be secret tech for any yellow deck, for Yamato specifically. I think it's an A. This might be an A, honestly. Trash 1 card from your hand. If your leader is multicolored, add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life. Honestly, me personally, I think this is probably, well, no, it's like secret tech. That's kind of like what this category is. It's not generic. It's not like objectively good or like, well, objectively good, pretty good. This is like secret good. Okay. So we have Momonosuke, 3 costs, 0k power, 1k counter. On play, look at all your life cards and place them back in the order, in any order. So this is fine. It's like whatever. And then we have Connie. Connie, not to be mistaken by Bonnie, is a 1 cost, 1k counter, 1 cost, 1k power, 1k counter. Opponent's turn. This effect cannot be activated when you activate trigger. Okay. Opponent's turn. This effect can be activated when you activate triggers. This character gains blocker during this turn. On play this card. So this effect can be activated when you activate trigger. So this is a trigger blocker. Okay. This character gains blocker during this turn. So this is a temporary blocker, but that you want in your life. I think that's good. That's like a B. That's a secret tech card. This is Shaka. Shaka, it looks like it's a vanilla body. It's gonna be F. The biggest hitter for the new Bonnie deck is the 9-cost Jewelry Bonnie. It's a 9-cost, 10k power. On play, if your leader has the egghead type, this character gains rush. Very good. Then your opponent adds the top card of their life to their hands. Even better. I like this trigger. If you have 1 or less life cards, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 7 or less. Very good. Love this card. I wish it was not locked to egghead, but this is a great yellow boss monster. Such a shame that it's locked to egghead types, but I love this Bonnie. I think this is a great Bonnie card. It has rush, well, pseudo rush for egghead types, and then it like burns one of your opponent's life cards, sort of. It just makes them draw their life. And then it has a trigger, which is pretty big. Surprising. We don't normally get like 10 drops or 9 drops with trigger effects. So this might be the first of its kind. I'm not 100% sure, but it's very cool. Very cool boss monster for Bonnie. Definitely like it. It could even be pushed up to S, but it's not a generic enough ability. It is locked to egghead, which is unfortunate. Speaking of Bonnie, we have the 5-drop Bonnie. 5-drop, 6k power, 1k counter. If this character would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may return 1 card from the top of your life cards face up instead. Draw 1 card and then trash 1 card from your hand. This is pretty good. This is secret tech. I could easily see this being played in my Nami deck. So I like this a lot. If this character would be removed from the field by your opponent's effects, that kind of, yeah. I think B is fine. Yeah, it's as a trigger, draw 2, trash 1 from your hand. That's a pretty generic trigger. It is a swinger. It does swing into your opponent's body pretty easily. I think this is fine at B. I'm gonna leave it at B. I think it's pretty good. So we have Stussy. Stussy is a 7-drop, 7k power, no counter. This is amazing art. I love the art of this one. Stussy looks so great in this. She has blocker. On play, if your leader has the egghead type, play up to 1 character with a cost of 5 or less with a trigger from your hand. Obviously, you can play Bonnie. You can play Connie, I guess. Edison. I think this is much better because you can also play the 5-drop Nami from Egghead. This is a good card. It's just unfortunate that it's locked to Egghead types. This would have been great for any other deck, but unfortunately, you're just going to play it in Bonnie. We have, what is this? Pythagoras. Pythagoras is a 2k counter. It's fine. It's a bit of a vanilla chaff. This is the 1-drop blocker for egghead stuff. These are fine. These are pretty good. If you have 2 or more given Dawn card, this character gains blocker. Not impossible to trigger, so I would say this is like an A. Again, decent support, just locked to Egghead. This one not really locked to Egghead. This one just cares about given Dawn. You could even play this in Green Yellow Yamato. Secret tech for Green Yellow Yamato, so that's not bad. 1-drop blocker. And then is this the Searcher? I love Lilith. Honestly, my favorite Vegapunk. Honestly, 10 out of 10 design, love her. I can't. Oh, that look! She's giving me that look. Damn it, I'm weak. Just for design alone. 1 cost, 2k power, 1k counter, on play. Look at the top 4 cards. Look at 4 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 card with a trigger other than Lilith. Add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Activate this card's on play effect. Okay. For argument's sake, I will say this is a S tier Searcher because we have Dereshi. Dereshi is the same thing, but at a 3 cost. You're playing this card 1 turn early. You're playing this turn 1, searching for a trigger. The only downside is you're drawing 1 card instead of drawing 2 cards with Dereshi. Dereshi draws 2, Lilith draws 1, but it's only searching for trigger cards. This is good. This is a good card. Good for any yellow deck that's trigger heavy. This just happens to be very good for Bonnie. And it happens to have a art that I really like. I really like Lilith. She's gonna stay there. So S-Snake. S-Snake is a 4 cost, 5k power, 1k counter. On play / when attacking, you may turn 1 card from the top of your life cards face up, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2k power during this turn. Trigger, you may trash 1 card from your hand, play this card. This is good. Secret tech. I can definitely see myself playing this with the Nami I have, but obviously it's not searchable in that deck. But it does confidently turn the top card of my life face up, so this works great with the 5-drop ace if you plan on using it. But yeah, it's more secret tech than anything. It could probably be pushed down to C, but I think it's fine at B. And then we have the secret ace, or the secret brothers, the secret rarity ones. We have Monkey D. Luffy. This is a 6-drop, 7k body, no counter, double attack. Very interesting. On play, if your leader is multicolored, set up to 4 of your Dawn cards as active. Then you cannot play characters with a base cost of 5 or more during this turn. Double attack is good. Setting 4 of your Dawn cards as active again is good. Making this a pseudo 2 cost. But you aren't able to play characters 5 or more. I think this is good. I think this is like A. I don't see any decks running it, not at the moment, I don't think. It's Supernova. Fishman. Oh, it's a Fishman Island card too. Straw Hats. I think this is a good card. I just have a hard time trying to figure out where I want to see it. Ace. I think this is going to be the much better. This is going to be one of those S tier cards. Ace is a 6 cost, 7k power, no counter. If you have 3 or less life cards, this character gains Rush. That A+ right there. On play, give up to 1 Rested Dawn card to your leader, then return up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less to its owner's hand. If you do, your opponent may play up to 1 character card with a cost of 4 or less from their hand. Then return up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less to its owner's hand. If you do, your opponent may play. I like that it's Rush. I like that we're getting Rush out of this. 3 or less life. That's pretty easy for us. 3 or less life, we can very easily give this Rush. It is balancing a 5 cost, but in return, they are going to play a 4 cost. I think it's good. I really want to put in an S. I think it's going to be an S grade. Well, it's going to be like in the back of S. Just because it has Rush. I think that plays a big role into this card. having Rush is huge. I love Rush, especially in blue. Blue doesn't have a ton of Rush cards. We have the 8-drop Luffy for Rush, and now we have the Ace at 6 for Rush. So that's a pretty good curve. That's a good even curve for Rush characters. And then I believe there's a 4-cost Rush Luffy. Thank you for the follow. How are you doing? We're almost done here. We have one more card to go over, and then we're gonna go over the black cards, which are the ones that are gonna be pretty good. Abby Zoo 2. Thank you so much. Hiya, thanks for being here. Of course, thank you for being here. Always appreciate it. Having guests over, hearing my rambling and my hot takes. They're not really hot takes. These are just kind of like my opinions on where cards are kind of sitting in the One Piece OP-13 One Piece meta. This is kind of like what I think about the cards and where I think they belong. But anyways, sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and we'll be wrapping up probably in another 30 minutes or so, I believe. Because yeah, I got a lot to say about these cards here. These are great. I love these cards up here. So those are gonna be saved for last. But anyways, we have Sabo. Sabo is a 6-cost, 7k power, no counter blocker. Activate main once per turn, up to one of your characters with gain +2 costs until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then give up to 1 Rested Dawn card to your leader. This is pretty good. I think this is very, very soundly in the S tier. I would probably say this is gonna sit above Ace even. Having a blocker is great. 6-cost blocker, that's pretty big. That's hard to remove. It could even push itself up to an 8-cost if you want, which of course is going to meet the requirements of a lot of different leaders, being an 8-cost character. It has Dressrosa, Revel Army typing, which is good. It's going to be giving a Rested Dawn to a character, so that's great for Sabo. And yeah, overall, I think this is a great SR. This is a great secret rare. All right, here comes the big guys. These are the cards I definitely want to talk about. Are you excited to play any leader in the new set? Yes. Well, yes, I'm very excited to play Emu, which is why I wanted to save these guys for last. Emu looks so good. I know he's a big, not a very easy deck to pilot. Emu is extremely easy to pilot. And I like that. I like this 10-drop. This 10-drop is so good. I'm so excited for this 10-drop. I love flooding the board with like very difficult to remove cards. If not Emu, I'm also very excited for Ace. Ace looks so good. Very meta relevant thanks to cards like Newgate and this new Orcus the Ace, and obviously the Searcher event. Not the Searcher event. The I Am Whitebeard 8-drop event that lets you play the 10-drop 1 turn early. That's intense. So I'm very excited for that. Where did the black cards go? Here they are. I've been looking forward to the red-blue Whitebeard leader other than Marco ever since 08. Okay, yeah. Other than Marco ever since 08. Man, did we know about this set since 08? There was the oh yeah, there's Ace and Whitebeard. Ace and Whitebeard, the mono blue one. That one was also interesting. But yeah, I've been looking forward to Ace for a while. Ace is very cool. I remember when they announced Ace, when they showed spoilers for Ace, I wasn't that impressed. I didn't think Ace was going to be that strong, but holy moly, the Whitebeard engine alone is intense, man. Like there's some crazy good cards in the Whitebeard Pirates, like just in this set alone. Honestly, this is like the biggest one. This is the biggest one to worry about. And then of course we have the let me see if I can get it loaded. I don't think it matters which one we look at. Let's see. Type. Where is I Am Whitebeard? Oh, there's also this one. I think this is a good card. I think they're playing this as well. Whitebeard. 9 costs or less. No, that's okay. Let's see. Obviously, this Kazuki Odin's great. Here it is. I Am Whitebeard. This is the one that I think really makes the deck, work. Makes me a little sad that he's so meta because now singles from him run. Yeah. Oh, that's so true. Yeah. What card is the biggest culprit? Let me look. Red, blue. Let me see. This one's great. This is like a Diablo Jambe. Red Yamato. Oh, that's right, Red Yamato. I completely forgot about that card from EBO2, right? Where is that? Where's Yamato hanging out? Yamato's gotta be around here somewhere. No, Yamato's not a Whitebeard pirate. Hang on. Yeah, this one. Holy moly, you're right. I remember this card jumped to like almost 20 bucks. Activate main once per turn. If your leader has the Lanawano type or is ace, give up to one Rested On card to your leader. Then this character gains rush to, oh man, that's so good. And then the alt, even better. I love the alt for this one. This one's such a good alt. From 0 to hero, right? No, this card was like, I remember back in when OP2 or no, when EBO2 released the base art for Yamato, this was still kind of expensive, but this was like a $3 to $5 card. Now it's like a $20 card. And I thought about getting on, but I'm like, I'm not gonna play Marco. I don't really need this, but I should have just bought this card. This card was so good. Very sad that we're not gonna be able to play with it. Oh yeah, that's right. Here's the other Yamato from the new set. This is great art. Holy moly, this is cool. Man, oh man, I love Yamato. Yamato's such a good character. Yeah, and then there's this one. This one's just for the Odin, I believe. Yeah, that one's okay. But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm excited for Ace, but I'm not gonna be playing Ace. I'm just gonna be playing Emu. Emu, I think, is such a great leader. I think it's a very fun leader. And I'm gonna go and read through some of his cards right now. And of course, there's some Revel Army stuff. The amount of Yamatos in the deck made me worry if I should be using the 09 Ezo. 09 Ezo. 09 Ezo. Let me see which one you're talking about. Ezo. Let's see. 09 Ezo is gonna be this one? Is this from 09? Oh yeah, it is. What do you do? When attacking, look at the top 5 of your deck. Reveal one Lanawano type card, the type including Whitebeard. Ooh. And add it to your hand. Then place the rest of your on your deck. I would say this is still a pretty good card. The more searchers, the better. I don't think you need it, but maybe like a 2 of. There's also this one. This Ezo is also pretty good. So I can search any Yamato and Whitebeard. Yeah. And also, where is she? This one as well. Otama. Otama would be searchable too, which Otama is very good. I would say Otama's definitely worth searching as well. Whitebeard other than Ezo. Then place the rest. So on your opponent's attack, you may trash this card, draw one, and place one from your hand to the top of your deck. This one's okay. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is definitely worth running. I don't know what its cost right now. I don't know the cost of this Ezo, but I would definitely maybe get like I would get a playset. I don't imagine it's going to be more than like 50 cents. Hopefully, we'll see. But yeah, being able to search out, let's see, what else can you search out? Type, because it's going to be in blue, red. What else can you search out? Oh, Marco, that's right. This Marco becomes searchable because it's also a Lanawano type as well. So this is good. It's okay. I love talking about One Piece. I'll get back to I'm gonna get back to the card list in a minute. I just love talking about One Piece. But yeah, I would probably pick up a playset of that Ezo because you can search out this new Marco. You can search out the Odin. This is the best Odin. This is such a good Odin. Let's see, what else can you grab? Otama, you can get this Otama. This Otama does a minus 2k. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. But yeah, I would definitely pick this up. I think this is worth whatever it's gonna cost. I assume it's 50 cents. It's an uncommon. Uncommons don't tend to get very expensive. At most, this is probably like a $1 card, and it's when attacking though. That's the only downside is when attacking. Look at the top 5. And right now, if you were to go up against Whitebeard, or not Whitebeard, Roger. Going up against Roger would be kind of tough for this. because Roger I think sits at 7. Yeah, Roger sits at like 5 or 7 most of the time. But yeah, I would definitely look into like a Whitebeard Wano searcher engine. But this new gate is so good. I'm so excited for this new gate. I really like this Vista as well. I think this Vista is pretty good. Secret Tech more so than anything. Obviously these are great. I love these cards as well. This one's just pure bias. I'll be real, this is all bias right here. But anyways, okay, I'm gonna get back to the cards. So we have all the black cards right now. This is the last of the list, and we're gonna start off with Ethan Baron. Saint Ether Baron is a 6-drop, 5k power, 1k counter, and all the Elder Dragons, or the Celestial Dragons, or 5 Elders. That's it. So all the 5 Elders are gonna have the same KO perfection. They're all gonna have the same immunity. So the first 2 lines of effects are gonna be the same. If you have 7 or more cards in your trash, this character cannot be removed from the field by your opponent's effects. And in addition, this character gains Rush. So on top of getting the immunity, it also gets Rush and has a when attacking effect as well. If you have 10 or more cards in your trash, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2k power during this turn. This is great. This is your bread and butter of Emu. You want to be constantly playing this guy out with your 10 drop, which we're going to read in a little bit, but this is your bread and butter. I love this card. This is such a good card. The alt of this is amazing. Your next one is going to be Koala. Koala is going to be a 5 cost, 6k power, 1k counter. If your leader has the Revel army type, this character gains +3 costs, so essentially making this an 8 cost leader or 8 cost character. Activate main once per turn. You may place 1 card from your trash at the bottom of your deck, give up to 1 Rested Dawn card to your leader or one of your characters. So I like this card. I think it's very obviously for, oh yeah, I forgot to rate this card. Obviously this is going to sit at S, personal favorite. Koala is designed for Sabo. However, I think you can play this in the Koala leader because Koala wants a bunch of 8 drops on the field, and giving your leader at Rested Dawn is not a bad thing. It has a 1k counter. I don't know if I would play this over the blocker Sabo, but I think there is some merit to this card. I think this is going to be like an A. I like this card a lot. I think it does have a place, but it's more of like, you know, it has a place in Sabo and in Koala. Do I want this in A? Kind of. I kind of want this in A. I can be persuaded to B. I can be persuaded to top of B, but like top of B, lower A, somewhere around there. 5 Elders. 5 Elders is a 10 drop, 12k power, which in Emu does not matter about the cost or power because it has the activate main. If your leader is Emu, you may rest one of your Dawn cards and trash one card from your hand. Trash all your characters, then play up to 5 Elders type characters with different card names with 5 cost power from your trash. So holy moly, this is the top of S. This is insane. This card is insane. This is basically a 10 cost event that you get to play. It has a lot of restrictions, but it is so good. The one-man army, that's a good way to this is your army in the can, because this is going to play all of your other Elder Dragons for free, essentially for free. And the nice thing is that you get to play this out for 3 Dawn with the Searcher event. With the Searcher event, you get to play this for 3 Dawn. That's insane. This is so much just free value. So it's 3 Dawn plus 1 Rested Dawn, and then you trash 1 card from your hand. You get to play all your Elder Dragons. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. This is such a good card. So Saint J Garcia is our next one. It is a 4 cost, 5k power, 1k counter, and then it has the immunity effect. On play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 5 Elders type card, and add it to your hand. Then play the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. This is your Searcher. I would say this is really good, especially after you play the 5 Elders. This is so good. This refills your hand so quick. I'm going to be a little biased and just say this is also an S tier card. This is insane. This is so good. I think all the 5 Elders are going to sit up here, if I'm going to be so real with you, because they're all good. So here is Saint Shepherd, Saint Jude Peter. That's a tough name. So we got Shepherd. Saint Shepherd is a 7-drop, 5k power, 2k counter. Pretty good, but I don't think you ever play this out for 2k counter unless you're gonna play it from the trash. It has the immunity effect. This one is really nasty. When you're playing against Emu, this is the card you want to get rid of. This is who you target. This is your number one enemy right here. It has your turn. If you have 10 or more cards in your trash, your 5 elders type characters base power becomes 7k. So that is very fun, because we've seen a couple of cards in here that KO. Let's see. Here's a good one. So we see here that Crocus, when attacking, KOs an opponent's character with a base cost of 3k or less. However, St. Peter's is giving all of your elders 7 costs, 7 base power. So 7k base power. That is insane. It's not a 2k buff. It is a permanent buff until he leaves the field. This one is probably the strongest of, well, like second strongest. This is your second strongest elder to play out. What's nice is that it's also a 2k counter. So you could always just play it for free. Kinda. I want this to, come on. Stupid thing. Whatever. We'll just put him there. Come on. Come on. Blech. That's fine. Whatever. He can sit there. But yeah, S tier. This guy is so good. If you ever play against an Emu, this is the guy you want to hit. You want to punch this guy in the face so quick, because then he makes Ethan Barron a lot weaker, because Ethan Barron becomes a 7k body with this guy on the field. Obviously, after you play the 5 elders. What is this? This is Saint Jalmak. Jalmak. I'm trying to remember Jalmak. Is Jalmak the one that shot Savo? I think he is. I'm pretty sure this is the Celestial Dragon that shot Savo back in the Goa Kingdom. So Saint Jalmak is a 2-cost, 4k power, 1k counter. This is just a vanilla character. This is draft. So you don't have to worry about this guy. You can sit down there. Charla though is pretty good. Charla is going to be a 1-cost, 0k power, 1k counter on play. Look at the top 3 cards at the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 Celestial Dragon type card other than this. Add it to your hand, then trash the rest and trash 1 card from your hand. This is a lot. This is a whole lot of card. The art is great. I like the art of this. Also, funny thing is, this is also going to get a, I believe, what is it? An Illustrator box? Not Illustrator box. It's getting something from Premium Bandai. It's getting an alt art in Premium Bandai, which is nice. I think it's going to cost a lot. It's going to be very hard to get your hands on, but thankfully the art of this one is pretty good. I do like it. It's very similar to the Thriller Bark one. There's a Thriller Bark card that trashes the top 5 cards of your deck. This has the same feel, but it's not the end of the world. So it's a top 3 searcher. You pick 1 card, you trash the rest, then you trash a card from your hand. Kind of rough, but in the Emu deck, this makes sense. So I'm going to put it in an A. I do like it. I think it's going to sit on high A. We have Charlos. I don't like Charlos. Charlos is a 2-cost, 0k power, 1k counter blocker. On play, trash 1 card from the top of your deck. Charlos, I am not sorry. You're sitting in F. Brother is, he's got issues. Terry Galetto. Terry Galetto is a 5-cost, 6k power, 2k counter, Revolutionary Army. This is also kind of chaff. This is draft, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. This is Top Man. So Saint Top Man is a 4-cost, 5k power. Oh, this is the one with blocker. Okay, so this is the one with it has immunity, and it also gains blocker. On KO, draw 2 cards. Another bread and butter card. This is a great combination with obviously your Ethan Barron. This is going to protect your Ethan Barron. You get to play this out, and he will sit. I think if I can move him appropriately, I would have him probably sit somewhere behind Peter, somewhere behind Peter. So he would sit behind Peter, which would also sit behind Ethan. Come on, stupid cards. Where'd he go? Where'd you go, Ethan? Top Man. Where'd Top Man go? All right, whatever. You can live there. Hack is a 2k counter. This is just, I would argue this is probably just another draft card. We have Marcus Mars, probably one of the coolest names. Chillis, the very chill Marcus Mars. I don't know if he's chill or not, but he seems very cool. He seems like a cool guy. Well, not really, he's a celestial dragon, but he has a very slick design, I'll say that. So Marcus Mars is a 6 cost 5k power, 1k counter. It has the immunity and it has blockers, so you get 2 blockers off of your 10 drop. On play, you may trash 1 card from your hand, K up to one of your opponent's characters with a base cost of 5 or less. Not bad. It is removal. It's probably the weaker of the 5 elders, but that's not saying a lot because all the 5 elders are S tier cards. But yeah, out of the 5 that you play from the trash, this is probably like the weaker one. But thankfully it is a blocker, so you get 2 blockers for free. That is very nice. This is Saint, oh man, this is gonna be a tough name. Muelsgard. So this Saint Muelsgard is a 2 cost, 0k power, 2k counter. On play, if you have 3 or less life cards, play up to 1 Marijois stage with the cost of 1 from your trash. So this is okay. I will put it above our other friend over here because I remember Muelsgard being one of the celestial dragons that stood up for Shirahoshi when it mattered. Obviously, there's a whole character arc for Muelsgard back from Fishman Island. Like there was a flashback in Fishman Island that has Muelsgard going from a generic celestial dragon into like a decent character. Okay, question. That we have ranked all 5 elders. Okay, what is your question? I want to know because I know a lot about the manga. I already read the manga. I know a good amount about these characters, or at least as much as we can know. Let's see. I would like to have them better ranked. Let's see. Let's see if we can just put them all here at the top. That's probably where they would be ranked. Okay. That secret rare ace is S tier. Why do you have him at S? So the secret rare ace is S tier. Why do you have him at, I assume this one. I have him at S because he has Rush. Rush is pretty important for Blue. Blue only has like 2 characters with Rush. You have the 4-drop Usopp and you have the 8-drop Luffy. This is the perfect thing in between those 2 cards to play to keep like an aggressive blue deck. Give up to 1 Rested Dawn card to your leader. The on-play I'm not very happy with. I'm not a big fan of the on-play because you do get rid of a 5 cost, but in return your opponent does play a 4 cost. But yeah, that's the only reason. This is the primary reason why. Oh, hello. Oh, mouse. Oh, there we go. Oh, come on. There we go. We're back. So yeah, I have him at S tier because he's Whitebeard Pirates. He's a blue rush card, and he does get rid of a 5-drop. And there's a chance that your opponent doesn't have a 4-drop, but that's the one downside. Luffy though, I'm not a big fan of this Luffy. I think this Luffy double attack is okay. But restanding for Dawn and then restricting the player, the characters you can play, I think is just worse. I could be persuaded to put it to A, but for now, I think just having it at S, I think is okay. Having a 6-drop rusher at S, I think is fine. So that's my reasoning behind this one. I do think this Sabo, out of the 3 brothers, I think this Sabo is the best one. Arguably the best one. And obviously we know that Ace is one of the meta decks, is the top meta deck for OP-13. So this becomes more playable because it can be played in one of the top decks. But yeah, that's why he's here. I think that does a pretty decent job of explaining. That's me justifying it. In my head, that's how I would justify it. So then our next one is Morgans. Morgans is very interesting. I like this art of Morgans. So Morgans is a 3 cost, 4k power, 1k counter blocker. On play, draw 2 cards and trash 2 cards from your hand. Draw 2, trash 2. I think this is this better than Sabo? There's a 5-drop Sabo that has the on-play effect very similar to this. This is obviously worse than the Sabo. It's not searchable. That's another thing. It's a journalist. I do like this card. I think this is a good card. I think I would probably put it in B tier. Because I think it's nice to cycle out your hand, and it's nice to have a blocker. And it does come out one turn early over Sabo. So I do like this at least B. Our next one is gonna be York. All right, York is gonna be a 1 cost, 1k power, 1k counter on play. Up to one of your Celestial Dragons type characters gain 2k power during this turn. That's not bad. That's okay. I like York. I'm not a big fan of York, but I do like York. So if for some reason you can't get St. Peter's out, you can give your Ethan the 2k buff with this still if you don't have your Peter out. That sounded very funny. I will be back in a few. Just super fun chatting. Oh yeah, of course. We might be wrapping up soon, but I know if you don't make it back in time, then that's fine. Don't worry about it. I appreciate you hanging out, talking with me, but I'll probably be on for another few minutes or so. So yeah, we'll see you in a bit. But York is a scientist, egghead. It's not searchable. That's one of the biggest issue with this. Is that York is not searchable here. It is good. It's a good card. I think it's gonna be like a C though. I will probably push it a little higher. I'll probably push Yozgard above York, but it's still like a C tier card. Saint Roseward. Roseward is a 3 cost 0k power, 1k counter on play. You may trash 1 card from your hand if the only characters on your field are Celestial Dragon type characters. K up to 2 of your opponent's characters with a base cost of 3 or less. Okay, that sucks. Base cost. So as we talked about before, base cost things, there's no wiggle room with base cost removal. It has a lot of hoops you have to jump through. I don't think this is good. And this is also the father of Charlos. This is Charlos's father. Granted, this is also, you know, Shalri. Oh my gosh, I said her name earlier. Shalri is also the daughter of Roseward as well, so this is a whole family dynamic. I would have her lower, but you know, she is a very good searcher for the deck. I'm gonna put him in F. I don't like this guy either. Well, no, okay, I'll be a little more fair. I'll put him at the bottom of C. I think he's bottom of C tier. Come on, sit at the bottom. Where did he go? He is somewhere here. All right. Whatever. There you go. He's at the bottom of C. I think he's F tier. Honestly, no. I'm convincing myself he's F. Yeah, because base cost removal, a lot of hoops you have to jump through for this card. I don't think it's that great. Charlos is a little bit better. Like, arguably, this could be pushed up to like B or A because it is played in the Emu deck, but I just don't like Charlos. He's a clown. I'm glad he gets punched every other time we see him. But other than that, I think we're pretty much done. We did the yellow characters. Yeah, we did all the yellow characters. Let's see if there's anyone we're missing. We did the brothers. We have Ace. Let me look at what else we have here. I think we managed to hit all of our notes. Yep, I think that's everyone. So we managed to systematically go through the whole set of OP-13. And this is kind of where we left off. Obviously, this is not all the characters. This is not all the cards. These are the characters. Earlier in the video, we did do events, stages, and leaders. But the characters are the bulk of the set, so this is the one that took the longest. But yeah, I'm very happy with where we ended up. I think this makes a lot of sense to me, at least. Obviously, this is probably one of the strongest cards, along with the 5 Elders, second strongest card. And then we have Whitebeard. Honestly, this could probably get pushed a little further back. If I could easily push this back, I would. There we go. Yeah, and then unfortunately, Lilith, I don't think you're that high up. I would say that's probably more appropriate. Honestly, Sabo, I would probably push Sabo. I think Sabo is a little bit better. I would probably put Sabo there, just above Roger and Rayleigh. Rayleigh, I think, is really good. Rayleigh's a great card for the Roger Pirates. Obviously, I would probably put Rayleigh above the 10 drop, like that. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. I like that a little bit more. And then, yeah, of course, all of the elders are going to sit up here. Here, how do I feel about here? It's going to do like some last minute adjustments. I think this can definitely sit closer up here to the top. These are protection spells. That's fine sitting here. This could probably sit a little bit higher. I don't think, well, no, yeah, this is okay. This is okay sitting at A. I think this is probably a little too high though. I think Little Orange Jr. can sit a little bit below. Honestly, I would probably push this down to B. I think that's more of a B card. Let's see. Set up to 2 if your leader has film. Straw Hat, set up to 1 of your Dawn cards is active. I think this is okay. These are okay. Yeah, that's fine there. Hiyori. If a character would... Okay, Roger KO by your opponents, you may trash this instead. I think that's going to have to sit over here with the other... KO effects. But I do think this is the better of them. Oh, I wish this was so much easier to manage. This is not easy to manage. Why can I not push this down? Oh, this thing sucks. There we go. We're just going to leave it there. Whatever. I want to just push it. I want to push it a little bit. That's fine. Whatever. You can just sit there. That's fine. Otama, I think, sits a little bit above Yamato. I like this Stussy a lot. I think the Stussy has a great effect. It's just a shame that it's locked to Egghead. We'll push you down. I think we're going to just push you down to here. Yeah. I think this is slightly better. I would probably put... This is the Searcher for Roger Pirates. I think it's okay. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the butt. I think that's fine. I think it is. I think Buggy is better than the Searcher Sanks. Technically, Whitebeard gains 1k power during this turn. I think this is good. I don't know if it's the top. I'll probably end up putting this... Where'd it go? Oh, where'd you go, buddy? Blue. But where's Blue? Here he is. Where did he go? Here he is. I would say he sits... If I can get him to just sit where I want him to sit, that's fine. But there we go. That's fine. All right. So that's A. So S, A have been adjusted. B, C, and F. Do I care that much about B, C, and F? Not really. I think this is good. I'm just going through the different cards now. I think that's going to be better. This is going to be better. That's fine there. I think that's fine there. That's fine. I think this is going to be great for the Roger Pirate stuff. I think this is going to be a good card. I probably put that right there. Tom. This Marigold is going to be great for Boa when it does come out because it lets you play the 6-drop. Oh, where did she go? Dang. Damn you. You inaccurate dumb thing. I do think this is a good card. I don't think it's that good, but it is good. Connie is a blocker, trigger blocker. I think it's okay. The problem is I don't want to keep moving cards around because they keep jumping around where I don't want them to jump. And it keeps messing things up. So I think for the most part, we're just going to leave things where they are. Because we keep losing cards now. Yeah, okay. I think we're gonna leave things where they are now. Yep, there's my list. I'm very happy. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. This is the top two, I would say, are more accurate. Like, these are more refined. This is definitely where I feel like a lot of the good cards are in OP-13. So if you start opening up packs, keep your eyes peeled for these cards, because I think this is what you want to be hunting for, are these cards. And then, just in case, the A tier is more like, if you see it in A tier, if you see it in your pack, I think you'll be happy to see it in your pack. These are cards that will be relevant at some point in the deck. Like, I wouldn't hate to run any of these cards in the decks, in the respective decks. Once you get to B tier, C tier, F tier, obviously you don't want to see really much of anything in F tier. These are all just bulk cards. C, slightly better than bulk, but probably not going to see play. B tier is when we start getting into kind of the niche cards, where you get, like, you know, the very niche strategies, the very wacky decks would probably play some of these cards. Minus Koala. I think Koala is going to be playable. Honestly, I think Koala is going to be an A at the bottom of A, because I think this is going to get played. These cards are more of the niche cards that you may not see for a while. Because honestly, Marigold is good, but I don't think a bunch of people are going to be playing Boa just to play this one card. This is going to be a really good ace card. It just won't be searchable in the ace deck. Tom, great card, but only good for a handful of stage decks. And then everything else here is pretty okay. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you, Abby, for hanging out. If you've made it back, you know, thanks for chilling and relaxing with me. It was very fun to talk shop with you for a bit. I'm going to see if, don't have anyone I know I can raid into. So I think we're probably just going to wrap things up here, and I'll send you guys to the void. So, yeah, I think I will go ahead and love you and leave you here. Thank you guys for hanging out. I hope you've enjoyed this. You know, let me know what you think about it in the YouTube comments in the future, because I'm pretty sure once this gets uploaded, it'll probably be about the time this set releases. So we'll see if this is a hot take or not, if any of these are hot takes, or if there's some weird dumb stuff that's hanging out here. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you guys. I will catch you in the next stream on Friday. I think we're gonna play another demo game, and then I'll try to look for another permanent series to start streaming. So until then, I'll catch you in the next one. So goodbye, bye, 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 bye.